Hello there, I'm Greg Sadler, and I'd like to invite you to a special one-day seminar which we're going to be holding on Saturday, September 6th, focused entirely on Plato's great dialogue, the Symposium. Some people consider it to be not only one of the greatest works of philosophical literature, but of literature as such. It's certainly a really important work of ancient thought, and it's one of my favorite Platonic dialogues, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. But I want to give you some particulars about what we're going to be doing. So it's an online seminar, and we're going to be meeting starting in my morning. You might want to check your time zones if you're located somewhere else. We're going to be meeting for 3 sessions, each of which will be about 90 minutes long. So we'll take half-an-hour breaks in between. It's going to be pretty intensive, but very rewarding. If you've ever wanted to study Plato or you've read the Symposium already and you'd like to go a little bit deeper into it, this is a text that is incredibly rich. There's so much that we can say about it. And if you're not familiar with the Symposium, so those of you who are, bear with me a moment. What we actually have there is one of the richest of the Platonic texts, a dialogue which is, incredibly interesting because it happens at a drinking party. That's the original meaning of Symposium. And they decide they already drank enough the day before. This time, let's do something different. What is that going to be? Giving speeches, but about what? About love. And so there are a number of speeches. We get 7 of them provided in the dialogue. One of them is a rather unusual, impromptu speech that wasn't planned for because it's by a party crasher, but we get these 6 before that from people who represent important movements or professions or perspectives in Athenian and indeed ancient Greek society. And the capper is Socrates himself telling us about this wise woman, Diotima, who may or may not have existed, and how he learned everything he knows about love as a young man from her. So we're getting a wide array of perspectives. If you've ever come across the idea that, what we desire in love is our missing half, well, that came from the Symposium, although it's not Socrates' position. That's Aristophanes, the playwright, the comedian. So lots and lots of cool stuff in there. We're going to spend the first session doing kind of an introduction, talking about Plato's texts in general, and about the Symposium and its complex narrative structure, how it's a story within a story, and then there's yet a deeper level where Socrates is telling a story. And then we'll look at the first 2 of the speeches. The shortest one by Phaedrus, an enthusiastic young man who says that love brings out the best in all of us, and even proposes the idea of an army of lovers. And then we get let's call him a legal or political expert, Pausanias, who says, there ought to be a law, or actually there ought to be a better law regulating the way in which love takes place, particularly that between younger and older, we could say, lovers. And here we're actually talking about younger and older men. And he charts out a complex picture. He's also going to make an important distinction between heavenly or good and earthly, not bad, but certainly not good, love. And that's what we'll do in the very first part of our seminar. Then we'll take a little break. We'll come back. And in the second part of the seminar, we're going to go to, I won't call it the heart of the Symposium, but certainly the center of it, where we have these three heavy hitter speeches, each of which is provided by a representative figure. We have Eryximachus, who is a medical doctor, who's going to tell us that love is not just a matter of desire, but it actually has medical and even cosmic connections or implications, and that we really need to get our head straight about love so we don't screw things up. Then we have Aristophanes, who's going to give the fourth speech, and it is going to be a crazy ride, a mythic story telling us about how in the beginning we look different than we are now, and the gods cut us in half, and we're looking for our missing half. If you've ever come across the notion of a soulmate, well, that comes in part from that portion of Plato's Symposium. Then we're going to get Agathon, the host of the party, the great tragedian who has won a contest and is having a party to celebrate that. And he's going to give this incredibly great rhetorical construction, proving that love is the most beautiful and that it has all of the virtues. But then Socrates is going to cross-examine him, and it turns out that Agathon doesn't know as much as he thinks he does. So that will be the second session. Then in the third session, we're going to dive right into Socrates' own account about how he learned from the wise woman Diotima all these lessons about love in the form of dialogue. So this is a dialogue inside of a dialogue that's being recounted. And she's going to tell us how all of us are pregnant in our souls, and about, the nature of sexual reproduction and desire, what it's really all about. And then she's going to lead us through this ladder going from the love or desire of beautiful bodies all the way up to the form itself of beauty, something that is beyond our knowledge, and indeed beyond being, what's called the form of the good in other Platonic dialogues. And then we get a party crasher, Alcibiades, the golden boy of Athens, who, along with all of his friends, is drunk, bursts in, and once he finds Socrates there, who's looking for some defense from Agathon of this crazy Alcibiades, he's going to give a speech. But it's not going to be in praise of love. It will be in praise of the person he loves, Socrates. Ugly Socrates, who's beautiful inside. Socrates, who should have tried to seduce Alcibiades. Alcibiades actually tries to seduce him. And it's, you might say, the very first friend zoning in Western literature, as far as I know. So a great story being told, and then everybody starts drinking, and they are going to end up with a three-way conversation going on about the nature of comedy and tragedy when our narrator finally wakes up out of his stupor. So that will finish our third part of the seminar. It's going to be a deep dive into this Platonic dialogue. You're welcome to join us, so you can sign up for it in the Study with Sadler Academy. It's going to be a great time. We're going to go through all sorts of interesting stuff, and I provide you with resources. Not only do you get to participate in the class sessions, I have downloadable handouts that I've used in my own classes as I've taught this text many times to academic students. And all of the sessions will be recorded, so you can watch them again if you'd like to. If you miss any of them, you can certainly watch them. And how long do you get to do that? You get lifetime access to these recordings. So if you've ever wanted to study Plato, and specifically what Plato has to say about love and desire and friendship and virtue and all these other things, you might want to join us for this seminar. I'm very excited about it, I think you can tell, and I imagine many other people will be, because it is such a great text that you definitely, if you've got the opportunity to do this, you definitely don't want to miss it. So I've already said way more than I probably need to. Let me once again extend this invitation to you. I'd be very happy for you to join me. As you know from seeing me, my style is very dialogical, so we're going to be engaging in dialogue about a great Platonic dialogue. Join us, and we're going to have a great time together that, who knows, might even transform the ways in which we look at love and desire within our own lives.